You've probably heard you need $1 million in super to retire. But a single homeowner can fund a comfortable lifestyle on about $630,000. According to ASFA's March 2026 retirement standard, that's almost $370,000 less than the figure most people are chasing. Stick with me and I'll show you exactly how the real number is calculated and why one huge factor makes it even lower. The simple version is this. Your super is just one of 3 income streams in retirement, alongside the age pension and any other savings you hold. But the moment you complicate it, things change fast, because most headline numbers quietly ignore the pension, which makes your required super look far bigger than it really is. The whole thing starts with a benchmark. ASFA's March 2026 standard says a single homeowner needs $630,000 in super and a couple needs $730,000 to fund what they call a comfortable retirement at 67. Those numbers correspond to yearly spending of roughly $55,524 for a single and $78,360 for a couple, assuming you own your home. Here's where the definitions matter. ASFA's modest target is only $110,000 for a single and $120,000 for a couple, with annual budgets of 36s bar 34 and 52,473s. So simply jumping from modest to comfortable adds $520,000 to a single homeowner's required balance. That's a massive swing driven entirely by which lifestyle label you pick. Now the biggest factor almost everyone forgets: the age pension. ASFA assumes you receive a part pension and draw down all your capital over time. For a single, that pension is around $31,223 a year, including supplements, and for a couple, about $47,070, money that arrives whether or not your super is small. So here's how the mechanism actually works. A single comfortable budget runs about $54,240 done to $55,923 a year, and the age pension already covers roughly $31,293 of that. That means your super only has to fund around $23,000 to $24,700 annually. And with $630,000 earning 6%, that's around $37,800 before you even touch your capital. There's an even lower, evidence-based number. Super Consumers Australia builds its targets from real ABS spending data rather than lifestyle assumptions, and finds a comfortable single homeowner needs just $322,000, less than half the mythic million. If this kind of breakdown is useful, subscribe. There's one like this every week. Before I get to the last part, which is the most counterintuitive piece of all this, notice what really moves the number. For a single renter, Super Consumers Australia's comfortable target rises to $340,000 versus $322,000 for a homeowner. Whether you own your home matters far more to the maths than whether you hit $1 million. Here's the catch the brochure won't spell out. ASFA is an industry body whose figures are used by funds and advisors, and its $630,000 comfortable target is $308,000 higher than the independent super consumers number, for only about $8,497 more spending a year. The most expensive looking benchmark is often the one you're shown first. And the myth isn't harmless. Aiming for $1 million instead of $322,000 means chasing an extra $678,000, which at 6% equals around $40,880 of potential income you never spend, or 5 to 7 extra years at work. That's a lifetime cost that can easily exceed $300,000 in super chased and pension income given up. So here's what it means for you. Log into your super via MyGov or your fund. Then compare your balance to ASFA's targets: $630,000 for a single homeowner, $730,000 for a couple, and also to Super Consumers Australia's $322,000 single figure. For many homeowners, the honest answer sits well below the million everyone quotes. A handy sense check is the 2/3 rule. Aim for about 2/3 of your working income. On a $95,000 salary, that's roughly $63,230, and since a comfortable single budget is only $54,000 to $55,000, you often don't need to replace your full wage. Add your age pension estimate and your super drawdown and see how close you already are. The real lesson is that the $1 million figure isn't supported by the evidence for most homeowners. The age pension and your housing status matter far more. Next, I'm breaking down exactly how the age pension assets and income test decide how much you actually get. If you want to catch that, subscribe so you don't miss it.